When starting in the law of assumption, law of attraction, changing your life, having life goals, there's a couple things that come up quite often that you're told to work on. One is feelings of gratitude. How can you feel gratitude for the things that you currently have? Be thankful for the things in your life, especially the things that are aligned to the type of stuff you would like more of, because the more grateful you are, the more that you are pulling that into your life. And I want to give you a little bit of a different viewpoint on gratitude throughout this video. The second one is acceptance. So a lot of times people say, hey, you just have to accept what's going on. You have to come to terms with it, not put the other thing that you want up on a pedestal because you're not accepting your current life situation or current circumstances. And I want to talk a lot about that as well today in this video. So it'll be kind of two-part because I think those connect really closely together. If you are a podcast listener, I'm supposed to have a podcast episode this Monday today when I'm going to be filming and publishing this. But unfortunately, I'm having some computer problems. So it's going to take a little bit longer. And so I wanted to make sure that I got this up so that you are able to connect with the information, continue on your journey as we are working towards the last 6 weeks of 2024 to become our absolute best selves in 2025. So if you find yourself really struggling and saying, hey, I really want to figure out how to better my life. I want more fulfillment. I want to feel better. I don't want to feel like I'm living the same day over and over, the same year over and over, and waking up each day truly feeling like the same feelings of frustration or unfulfillment or just blahness in life. I was definitely in that position a few years ago where there were many things that I loved in my life, right? I've always loved being a mother. I had some really great friends, but then there was some other areas that I was like, I just don't feel much like myself. And I feel like all my focus is on work. All my focus is on bills. And I'm just not really enjoying the life that I'm leading as fully as I would like to be able to, or as fully as I think that I should be. And essentially what this comes down to is accepting where you are now and your feelings around that, and then learning how to expand into actually having the life that you want, changing your awareness, what you're paying attention to, so that what you receive in life and what you notice in life, your perceptions of life, actually changes and creates more fulfillment. And within this fulfillment, this is how you attract things into your life so that you can manifest kind of the life that you want to lead. This is exactly what manifestation is. This is exactly what like law of assumption and law of attraction is. It is learning how to place your attention on the things that you want, whether they are currently in your reality or not, because the only reason it's not in your reality is because you have not yet perceived it. Everything is existing around you. You just have not perceived it. You don't have your mind open to it quite yet. And I want to explain this on a scale of looking at how your brain works. Our brains are designed. We actually have a RAS system that takes in all the information because we're getting stuff constantly, right? We're being bombarded constantly with stuff coming at us. And what happens is our brain says, okay, I'm going to filter this part out because this doesn't matter. Now, what could be filtered out while you're focusing on everything that goes wrong for you and how things don't work out for you and how you just kind of always end up with the crappy end of the stick, or you don't get the love, you don't get the attention, you don't get the job, you don't get the promotion, you don't feel as smart, as confident as, XYZ person. What happens is your brain says, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to confirm to us that we are correct. I don't know why this is on this side of my head, but it is. So it says, hey, this is what I'm going to focus on. And then what happens over here is that there could be this huge opportunity, maybe this like dream man or woman in your life that you're just not willing to open up your mind to, or you're convincing yourself isn't right for you, or you're not even noticing. So I've talked a lot about, there was a study that was done where people self-proclaimed themselves lucky or unlucky. And what happened in that is the people who self-proclaimed as lucky actually noticed more opportunity for luck than the ones that were unlucky, even though they were given the same opportunity. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So when you're looking at an acceptance, you can say, okay, I accept that this is happening right now. I don't have to deny it. I don't need to deny my feelings. I don't need to deny my reality. I don't need to deny what's going on, but also understand that I actually have opportunities, love, I have desires, I have the things that I want. I have the opportunity and the possibility for those things. They're just, I'm not perceiving them because I'm not paying attention to them. So what I talk about when I say acceptance, and what I want you to understand, is that acceptance just means that you're accepting you feel this way now. It's also accepting that there's other possibilities that you just need to open your mind to. So you don't have to deny your feelings. You just have to start shifting and opening your mind to the additional possibilities that are available. To me, when these spiritual teachers like Neville Goddard or anyone like that was talking about acceptance, to me, this is acceptance. That you can accept that your current beliefs, your current way of filtering out your mind is focused on this, or like things that are not going well for you. You're not smart enough, you're not fast enough, you're not attractive enough, you're not whatever enough. And instead start focusing on the possibilities that you want to start to see. The more that you say, I want to see the possibilities available to me. I want to, oh gosh, goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to keep rolling with it, even though I keep doing that. So hopefully that'll be the last time. I greatly apologize. But when you look at the acceptance, it is saying, I accept that my beliefs are here right now. I also accept that I'm shifting myself. I'm changing. I'm going to start paying attention to these other things. And so as you start to tell your subconscious, I want to see the possibilities that are available to me. I want to know what other possibilities are out there. I want to see all of my opportunities. Your brain starts to play a little game and it's like, oh, let's go find them. Let's go look for these. And then the more that you look for them and the more that you notice them, the small wins, the more that you actually start to see them and receive them. And that's really all that this comes down to, is seeing and receiving the opportunities that are coming to you, being open enough to know that these opportunities are available and around you all the time. That could be within your love life. That could be within your career, within your, job, with your university, with anything, your own confidence, just the way you feel about yourself. The opportunities are there. And so that is acceptance. That is opening your mind to acceptance. And this is how it ties into gratitude. When you start a gratitude practice, I started and was like trying to fake gratitude. I'm like, I feel so grateful. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be feeling. And so instead I started to create moments of paying attention to gratitude instead of forcing to find them. And I did this in a couple ways. One was through daily joys. I started taking things that I knew I just enjoyed, even on a small scale, taking a bubble bath, taking a walk, playing board games with my kids and my family. Honestly, even stuff like having a clean house, and I'll explain this here in a little bit, or making my bed. Because it might sound a little weird that you're like, you really enjoy that. But yes, I do, because I enjoyed the end result of it, right? But so when I started to look at those things, like drinking a fresh cup of coffee in the morning, I love coffee. I absolutely just adore it. And I love that first fresh cup of coffee. It's so freaking good. And so I started to make sure that I was paying attention to that moment. How can I pay attention to this moment of having this wonderful cup of coffee? How can I be present in this moment while I'm playing board games with my kids? How can I be present while I'm on my walk? And so there's a couple ways I did that. One, I decided to start actually saying, I'm doing this for my own joy. I'm doing this so that I can feel good right now. And the way that I shifted that then was I said, okay, let's think about, how do I actually feel right now? Physically in my body, what are the feelings that I have? And as I started to focus on those feelings more and more, I started to generate it more, because that was gratitude. That was coming in this present moment and just recognizing the feelings. That was natural forms of gratitude. Now it's much easier for me to make a gratitude list. The second thing that I do is that each night I do a treasure hunt for the feelings that I want to have. So if it's success, I'm going to sit down and start to find all the ways during the day that I felt successful. So sometimes maybe that is making the bed. Maybe it's finally getting that load of laundry out that's been sitting there for 3 days. Maybe it is, having a report at work that went really well. Or you got a message back from somebody you sent a message to. Or you felt love in the kind of ways that, your child drew a picture for you. Somebody held the door open for you. You got a text from your sister saying good morning. Those are all ways of feeling love. And then as you start to focus on those more, and you go on this treasure hunt before you go to bed of, what did I feel? How did I feel these feelings that I want to generate more of? I want more of this. You're again training your brain to say, okay, let's start looking for it. Let's start finding it. Let's start pulling it into our reality. And this is one of the most simple ways that you can start to actually shift your reality. Because I don't know if everything is always available to you, like literally in this 3D world, or If as you pay attention to it, you're calling to the universe and bringing it more into this timeline that you're in. I don't really know how that works. I don't really concern myself with how it works. I just know it works, right? So if I want love, I'm going to focus on love. And the more I focus on it and the more that I feel this gratitude and enjoy myself and truly love myself, which the daily joys and doing stuff you enjoy and coming into this present moment, that's also self-love. That's self-care that doesn't feel forced. And I think that's what I'm trying to get to in a lot of this. So this is what I would like for you to focus on. If you want to change your life, I want you to start accepting the things that they are now. Okay, they're here, right? I feel this way. The feeling that I have is only here because it's a condition of my current belief system. It's a condition of my current concept of myself. And it's completely changeable. Everything is available to me. What are these possibilities? And I'll even do an exercise if I feel really stuck. I do this exercise where I start to list out the other possibilities. So let's say I'm totally overwhelmed and I think that my boss is going to blow up at me, right? And she's just going to think that I didn't do something right and this meeting didn't go well and my ROI came back in and it's not good. And instead I could say, well, what if the other possibilities that are available is that she thought that even though the ROI was low, the learning was amazing and it's going to help us out in the future. There's a possibility she's going to pat me on my back for taking that step and trying to at least see how something was going to work out, right? And you can do this with anything, but I would start to write out those possibilities. And the more I wrote out the possibilities, the more I realized there's so many possibilities available to me that everything's going to work out for me. And the more that I focused on that, the more everything just kept working out for me. And it just keeps working out for me over and over and over. And it's fantastic and it's beautiful. And I want nothing but that for you. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave them down in the comments down below. If you prefer that it be private and not everybody else can see it, you can always email me at unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendricks.com. I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.